Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fine Print. Today, we continue part 2 of the India series with episode 5, where we dive into the formation of Hindu scriptures and how they shaped Hinduism for the years to come. The Ramayana was officially written by sage Valmiki, who taught it to Lord Rama's sons. The Ramayana, in simple terms, goes like this. Lord Rama was born as the eldest son of King Dashrath, the king of Ayodhya. As Ram grew, a sage took him to the Swayamvar of Sita, the princess of Mithila. A Swayamvar is referred to as the festivities that are held to determine the best groom for the bride. Sita's father declared that the only man who could string the great bow of Lord Shiva could be Sita's husband. As many failed, Lord Rama, with much ease, strung the bow and married Sita soon after. After some time, Dashrath's second wife sent Lord Rama into exile, as she desired to crown her own son the king of Ayodhya. Lord Rama was accompanied by his wife Sita and his brother Lakshman, and after some time of exile, Lord Rama was approached by a demoness who desired to get married to him. He told her that he was already married and told her to marry his brother Lakshman instead. As Lakshman refused, the demoness kept switching between both brothers until at last she became enraged and attempted to kill Sita, to which Lakshman slit her nose and ears. Her brother Ravan sought to take revenge. He told a demon to disguise himself as a golden deer and wander near Lord Rama's hut. When Sita saw the deer, she was adamant about Lord Ram getting it for her. As both brothers left, Lakshman drew a protective barrier around the hut and told Sita not to step out of it. Then, Ravan, disguised as a sage, lured Sita into his trap and got her out of the line, after which he abducted her and took her to his kingdom, Lanka. As both the brothers looked for Sita, they came across a group of monkeys who had Sita's ornaments that she had dropped as she was being abducted for identification. One of them, named Hanuman, gave Lord Rama Sita's location, after which Hanuman and his army, along with Ram and Lakshman, built a bridge across the Palk Strait, the water body between South India and Sri Lanka, and reached Lanka, where, after a long and bloody battle, Lord Rama rescued Sita and brought her back to Ayodhya on a day many Hindus today celebrate as Diwali, or the Festival of Lights. The Ramayana not only represents Lord Rama's immense love for his wife Sita, but also represents how good always overpowers evil and emerges victorious. Secondly, the Mahabharata, translated the Great War, was fought between two groups of cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Pandavas were 5 brothers born to Pandu, and their names were Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, Yudhishthir, and Arjun. Because the backstory to the split of the royal family is a bit too complicated to explain through a podcast, we're going to fast forward straight to the split that resulted in the Kauravas and the Pandavas. The Kauravas were under Dhritarashtra, and the Pandavas were under Pandu. These two kings were cousins, and their future generations would eventually go to war. Since Dhritarashtra was blind, Pandu became king. Pandu, however, was said to be cursed if he ever had sexual contact with his wife, and thus was sent on exile, making Dhritarashtra the king. As the 2 wives of Pandu prayed to God in hopes of a child, they were blessed with 5 children, who were the 5 Pandavas, Yudhishthir, Bhim, and Arjun to Pandu's first wife, and Nakul and Sahadev, who were twins to Pandu's second wife. Dhritarashtra, on the other hand, had 100 sons, with the oldest one being Duryodhana. Hostility followed as disputes over the next heir increased. To keep peace, Yudhishthir was named the king. Duryodhana, who was extremely angered, plotted to get rid of the Pandavas. He tricked the Pandavas to go into exile and desired to burn their hut. But as the Pandavas were alerted about this, they instead got 5 other men to go into the palace and burnt the place, making it seem to Duryodhana as if the Pandavas had been killed. Soon, they became informed of a Swayamvar nearby, that of Princess Draupadi, and set off to the event. The contestants were required to aim at a fish's eye hanging above from its reflection from the pond below. Upon Arjun's turn, he shot all 5 arrows in the fish's eye and thus married Draupadi. Duryodhana was still jealous of the Pandavas' prosperity and invited Yudhishthir for a dice game. With Duryodhana's uncle taking his place, Yudhishthir consistently lost until he had nothing left to gamble, and the Kauravas humiliated Draupadi and attempted to unrobe her, which severely angered one of the Pandavas, Bhim, who vowed to kill every one of the Kauravas. Upon hearing this, Dhritarashtra, attempting to keep peace, returned the Pandavas both their kingdom and their wife. Duryodhana once again invited Yudhishthir to a dice game, and after losing, he was sent on an exile for 12 years. When he asked Arjun to go to heaven to get celestial weapons to fight for their kingdom after their exile, the Pandavas demanded their empire back from Duryodhana, but upon his refusal, war seemed inevitable. As the Kurukshetra war was about to start, Arjun went into doubt as he wasn't ready to kill his family. Krishna, who was an avatar of Vishnu, then proceeded to explain to Arjuna the meaning of life in what is known as the Bhagavad Gita. The war soon commenced, and ultimately the Pandavas won, with Duryodhana dead. After the war, Yudhishthir is crowned the king, and he soon abdicated the throne to his grandson and headed to the mountains along with the Pandavas, attempting to reach heaven. Once Yudhishthir reached with his dog, the gatekeeper told him that he could pass, but the dog could not. Hearing this, Yudhishthir refused to enter, as his dog had been extremely loyal to him. The gatekeeper then revealed himself as Vishnu, one of the 3 main gods of Hinduism, who told him that this was only a test of humanity that Yudhishthir had passed, and thus he was also admitted into heaven, where he reunited with all those he had thought he had lost. In conclusion, both the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, apart from being religious texts that are key parts of Hinduism, both scriptures offered insight into day-to-day problems we face and can be taken insight from as to how to live a better and more fulfilling life. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to keep following Fine Print, since next week we're covering the decline of the Gupta Empire, which will conclude part 2 of the India series. Until then, keep following Fine Print for more episodes, and keep reading between the lines.